shining, shining, nice and bright, bright. The birds are chirping, chirping, and I'm ready. Time to get ready, ready for another day. No one can stop us. So we gon' learn to play. Oh, every day we learn and play.
We do.
So we'll be great.
Oh. Good morning. Morning. Hump day. Made it to the middle of the week. Hey y'all. Buenos dias. Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys are having an amazing start to your Wednesday. Good morning. You can hear music. What you listening to, Portia? I can only hear you, but you sound good. We need a replay to support their favorite things. That's what that means.
We learning to play, y'all. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, January 13th, 2021. 2 days away from Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. But we're celebrating it on Monday. Monday, we also have a conference, y'all. Leaders in Movement will take place Monday. It's being sponsored by several people, but Reverend Jesse Jackson is going to be sponsoring it as well. One of our special guests will be there. So
that's exciting.
That's Monday, January 18th, which is a very special day. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Capricorn season.
Who?
I said Capricorn season. Period.
I'm on the cusp. So you know how they be saying sometimes Aquarius are like
you a low-key Aquarius.
I'm on the cusp.
You a Caprarius.
I'm on the cusp. I'm not crazy though. I'm gonna say that for myself. I'm not crazy. I'm just gonna let y'all know that. Anyway, what's up with you, girl? We ain't seen you this week.
I know. Monday, y'all, I had to go to the dentist because I have had the most excruciating weekend, or you're fine, of wisdom tooth pain that comes with getting older. So a good birthday gift from the Lord, because my birthday was January 4th, was wisdom teeth. So now I'm working on getting them extracted as soon as possible.
Listen, that ain't no joke. Like, so I
take Tylenol just to go to sleep.
Tylenol, just regular Tylenol? Well, that's not bad. Regular Tylenol is not bad.
Just to sleep, though. I can't sleep without it.
Yeah, if it was anything else, I'll be worried. But regular Tylenol is not bad.
Yeah, no.
So,
but the sooner the better.
I know people.
Huh?
Go ahead. No, I know people who take, NyQuil and Benadryl.
Yeah. No, I'm not a medicine person, I guess. So I don't like to be on medication. But when it interrupts my sleep and it's waking me up at night, the dentist was like, so your left tooth is growing in, but that right tooth in the back, that's bothering you, ain't it? I said, if you know what's bothering me, why don't you take it out right now? He was like, we got to schedule it. We got to wait. We got to send you to the oral surgeon. And I'm just like,
yeah, that's like mini surgery. I hope you get them all out at once. Are you getting them all out at once?
Yeah, that's what they recommend.
Yeah. They should have recommended that when you was 16. They didn't see it at 16?
No, because when they did the x-ray, they're growing in sideways. So, and if they were just gonna grow up, there would be enough room in my mouth. But because they're literally laying sideways, it's just pushing against all my teeth right here, which is causing me so much pain. So they would say, like, I would have a better chances of just keeping my wisdom teeth if they were just growing up. But because they started coming in sideways, and there's no way it's ever just gonna shoot straight up, I'm gonna probably be in pain for the rest of my life unless I get them taken out.
Okay, well, yes, let's get them taken out, and let's be adults about it. Because I know right. So yeah, so in entertainment news, I'm looking at the ticker at the bottom of the screen, you guys. Blue Ivy's dancing impresses her grandmother and fans. Are we going to that video? Because I didn't see it. Did you see it?
I didn't see it.
But
I think I saw. I might have seen it. Let's play it if we have it.
I don't know if he has it up, but we'll give him time to get it up. But you did see that Idris Elba is doing something different. Y'all, let me tell y'all something about Idris Elba. I'm trying to check into Facebook too, y'all, so I can see who is on, so I can say good morning.
Yes.
But Idris, so I was shopping over the Christmas holiday. I didn't do much shopping, but I shopped a little bit, right? So I was in one of the stores, and you know how they have books, because I was looking for books to get for different people. And I saw a coloring book of Idris Elba. And I was like, I might get this.
What do you mean by coloring book? Like, it would be pictures of him as a cartoon, and you just...
Let me see if I can send it to the producer. I took a picture of it. It was like a caricature of him, just in a coloring book. I was like, okay.
Talk about multiple streams of income.
I'm gonna send it to Ashley and TJ. See if Ashley can get it, because TJ's, for whatever, his text messages are not going through. So. Anyway, I'm gonna send it, but I'm gonna show y'all too, just in case y'all can see it. And then I'm going to Facebook. I'm trying to get there, y'all. Y'all know I'm slow. So listen, can y'all see that?
Oh, he looks good.
I'm trying to get it in
there.
The camera.
That's right there.
I was like, oh my.
You know, one time I randomly ran into Idris Elba at a small mall here in Atlanta called Perimeter Mall. I actually used to work part-time there. And it was just the most interesting, awkwardest moment, because he was so low-key. He had his daughter with him and a security guard. But nobody was noticing him because he was just so under the radar. And then my friend was like, you know, we just walked past Idris Elba. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's Idris Elba. But by the time we turned around, the security looked at us like, don't even try it.
Don't play.
Don't do it. Don't even. Yeah. And then they just kept walking. And I respected that, because even though you always like to say hi to your favorite celebrities, I do take it differently when they do have their children with them. And I can understand how they really want to be left alone when they're with their kids. So, but yeah, he's fine in person.
And he's tall. Like, that's one thing that you don't necessarily find out until you meet actors in person, whether or not they're short or tall. He's tall. Yeah.
Definitely on the taller side.
Okay, man. I'm still trying to get to Facebook, y'all. Give me a second. I don't know what the hold up is.
What else we got going on in this ticker? We see that our girl Naomi Osaka, she's now the face of Louis Vuitton as a brand ambassador. That's exciting.
How do you feel about that? I don't know if I like it. I like it.
Why don't you like it?
A national ambassador. I don't like that they're trying to sell us Louis Vuitton when they know that they feel differently, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
I think a lot of that has to do with his name is on the tip of my tongue. Virgil Abloh. Who is a friend of Kanye, and he's like a big head of fashion over at Louis Vuitton. And he also is the owner of the company Off-White, who a lot of people love and buy their products and sneakers and clothes and stuff like that. So I think that might have something to do with it, because that is their, I guess, connection to the culture is through Virgil and his reputation, and they might just be trying to bring in Naomi on the sports side.
I get it. I totally get it, but I just don't necessarily care for it. So I'm on Facebook, y'all. Good morning, Courtney Bradley. Good morning, Tammy Berry. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, Iris. Good morning, Iris. Marcus Mays from Memphis checking in. Teru, ain't you coming on the show today? Good morning, Teru.
Good morning, Teru.
Queen, good morning. Kim Owens, good morning. Oklahoma in the house. Atlanta is what Marcus said. And Tanya, Doctor of Divinity, good morning.
Amen.
Good morning, y'all. But Shirley, did I miss Shirley? Is Shirley on? Shirley Carter? Good morning, Shirley.
Hi,
I'll be saying good morning. D, where you at? D, I did see that you needed to go to sleep because you was up way past your bedtime. So I don't know if you're checking in today. But good morning, y'all.
I see that's the wifey club. Wifey. I ain't read the words. I read them now.
Don't do that. Just 8:15. You are rolling out with Portia Monique and Tiara Berry on the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. 8:15 a.m. That's all I'm saying.
I got some stories if y'all want to chat with me.
Yep.
Let's do it. So last night, I don't know if we have a picture of our rapper friend YFN Lucci, who you guys have all probably heard of his music, seen him around. He's also known for dating the daughter of Toya and Lil Wayne, Reginae Carter. Yes. So YFN Lucci, whose real name is Rayshawn Bennett, 29 years old. On December 10th, officers were dispatched around 5:20 p.m. following a person shot on the 900 block of People Street in Southwest Atlanta. Upon arrival, they discovered 28-year-old James Adams laying in the street with a gunshot wound to his head. Adams was rushed to Grady Hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. In a nicer way to put it, he passed away. And the person suspected for this crime is YFN Lucci. So currently people are looking for him to arrest him. Cops are investigating his whereabouts. He has not said anything. He has not turned himself in, but he is the prime suspect in a murder charge. So this is a developing story. Things are still unfolding. Others were arrested, 23-year-old Rayvon Boyd and 17-year-old Leroy Pitts, so young. But yeah, so the Atlanta Police Homicide Investigators determined that, YFN Lucci is their prime suspect at this time.
That is so unfortunate. You have so much to look forward to in your life and your career and things that you want to do. And you get caught up in the life that you rap about, and throw your life away. I'm not saying, I don't know what happened. This is the first time I'm ever hearing of it, but that's unfortunate that they think that it's him. Even if it's not him, like we talk about it all the time, your inner circle, what's going on with your inner circle that you would even be caught up in some mess like that. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope it wasn't him.
Definitely hope it was not him. There was someone else, another victim, Kevin Wright, who had arrived at a local fire station by a private vehicle. He had suffered from a gunshot wound and he survived his injuries. So we don't know, once he becomes alert again, the story that he's going to tell as another person who was, gunned down. But this can only lead to more worse news, and it's just a devastating situation. Because I hate to see successful people mess up and go backwards. It's like God did something for you. He blessed you in a way, and you're just throwing it away when you're only 29 years old, just getting all the success over the past, 3 or 4 years. It's unfortunate.
It's crazy. Like, why would you allow yourself to be caught up in some stuff like that? We actually were having this conversation the other day about your circles of friends. Like, sometimes you outgrow them. Sometimes you need different friends. Sometimes you need different associates. Like, it's okay to grow. Get you some new friends.
Definitely.
Stop being caught up in bullcrap. Like, if you got friends and if you got millionaire friends and you the only one that's not a billionaire, guess who's gonna be a millionaire next? If you hanging around them, like, listen, you don't have to be around the misfit millionaires because that shit gonna go real quick. Like, be around some people who are really doing something and elevate your life. You don't have to keep doing all that and be caught up as a murder suspect. What the hell? Like, do you know how disappointing that is as a mother, as an auntie, as a village that raised you? Like, it's just very disappointing. So, that's all.
And at the same time, he has a whole team management here that I know about called Think It's a Game Records. That's his company. So he has all of these people that work with him, work for him, intern with him, and this is also going to impact their lives too. So when people make decisions, they have to understand that there's a lot of people that's going to suffer consequences of these split decision actions that people are making. It's very, very unfortunate, but that's just what happens in Hollywood.
It's unfortunate.
Speaking of crazy ass people in Hollywood, I do want to bring up Azalea Banks. I don't know if you guys have heard of Azalea Banks. She is a popular, somewhat known rapper, female rapper, but she's mostly known for being a controversial female rapper. People don't really listen to her music as much as they listen to these crazy stories about her. Well, apparently she went on Instagram Live and boiled the remains of her dead cat.
Girl, okay, next story. What the hell?
I gotta share the news. So, to make matters worse, the name of the cat was Lucifer. She does a video and she says the cat was living from 2009 to 2020. She says, "My dear kitty, thank you for everything. A legend, an icon, forever a serval serve." So she dug up his remains that seemed to be in her backyard. And in this ritual, there's a lot of different practices among people across different cultures. I don't want to get it wrong, but I believe Azalea Banks is Haitian. And one cultural, spiritual practice is to reserve the dead parts. And I don't know if you worship them. I don't know if you use them to do voodoo. Either way, Twitter got a hold of it. Black Twitter at that got a hold of it. And it was like, sis, you're weird. And you can literally see in the pot the skull of her cat. And she's just boiling it. And then she has her altar and her candles. And I'm all for altars. I'm all for candles. I'm all for saging. I'm into spiritual practices. But you're just going too far when you digging up dead cats and using them in your spells and ceremonies and things of that nature. So, Azalea Banks, I'm not coming over for dinner.
Is she? Okay. I don't know. I don't even want to know. It's fine. Stop bullying your cats, girl. Just don't do it. Where your inner circle at? Where your mama at? Where your village at? They know you over there boiling cats? Because where I'm from, somebody's going to come check in.
It was the fact that she had the audacity to post it. Like, we were literally looking at this video, and it's like a big pot. I can't even explain it. I don't even want to show it. Y'all, if y'all have the free time to look it up, do at your own discretion. But it's very disturbing.
So so the cat was already dead. She dug the cat up and took him in the house and then boiled him.
Yes.
Okay.
The cat apparently died.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
the cat apparently died late 2020, and now that she's moving from LA, she's saying she's getting up out of California. She can't stand it. She feels like people there are phony and fake, and she's moving back to Florida. And I guess this was a part of her going away ceremonial ritual, was to dig up her cat in her backyard and boil his remains.
All right, girl. Yeah, that is weird, and you probably need to go see somebody for your mental health.
Definitely.
She drank it? Wait
I didn't see that.
The producer is saying that she drank the brew. Okay, don't do that. He was kidding. He was kidding. Okay.
Yeah, so apparently her shrine-like display included her unearthed cat skull, peacock feathers, a bottle of champagne, a $100 bill, and an empty bottle of Chanel No. 5. I don't know what all of that means.
Okay, it's fine. Moving on.
Girl, moving on.
Stop doing stuff for attention. Like, stop doing stuff for the wow factor and attention, because that's what that sounds like to me.
Exactly. Things, I mean, I know 2020 was a lot for us. We're trying to do better in 2021 based off of, I mean, we're not even 2 weeks in. A lot has happened so far, but people, please do not go off your rockers yet. Kyrie Irving is somebody who is paying attention to his emotional, mental, physical well-being. People are mad at him because he's been missing a lot of games. As you know, he is a part of the Brooklyn Nets franchise along with his teammate and friend, Kevin Durant. And he's missed the last 3 games due to, quote-unquote, personal reasons. They're saying the cryptic nature of his absence has been dissected by numerous NBA insiders. There's reports that he's been partying with Drake in Toronto, just hanging out. But people are saying, well, those rumors are false. Nobody really knows why he's not showing up for these games, but he does have one of the biggest NBA contracts currently. He's with a 4-year deal with the Brooklyn Nets. The deal is worth a little bit over $100 million, maybe like $118 or $120 million is this deal. Kevin Durant's mad at him because he's been thrown under the bus, and you can't perform well as Kevin Durant and build a team and a franchise around you without your other star players. And one of those players do include Kyrie Irving. Nobody knows where he is. He doesn't want to show up for games. Now, people can say it's COVID, it's Corona. Athletes are catching it with the traveling and all of those things, and he wants to maybe keep himself safe, keep his family safe.
But is he safe? Like, do people know that he's alive? Has anyone talked
to him? He's fine. It just seems like he's either ready to retire. He saged the floor a couple games ago at one game. He just acting like he just, somebody tweeted, Kyrie Irving acts like he gets to work from home. He wants to be a remote employee like everybody else.
Maybe, and respect that. So he got a family too, and if he don't want that $118 million, then it's fine. Okay. So what? Before you go on, I just wanted to say good morning to D. Yep, you were up late last night. Iris, Romeo is coming. He'll be here shortly. And good morning, Manny.
Yep, checking in with the ladies. Ladies are holding it down this morning.
Holding it down.
Speaking of phenomenal women, we would be remiss to not give a Black History fact / shout out to the women of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Okay, big shout out.
January 13, 1913. The sorority was founded at the illustrious Howard University. So I have a lot of amazing Delta friends, Delta women in my life, and shout out to them for continuing to move forward with fortitude.
All right, shout out to DST. Kathleen, you on yet? Kathleen is a Delta, one of my favorite Deltas. So shout out to Deltas. Yep.
I know this is a little bit different, but it's still a Divine Nine topic. So the AKA cover for Miss Kamala Harris, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris.
We talked about it.
Said, how do you feel about it currently after, because last night Anna Wintour did say there was nothing malicious we were trying to do. We were trying to show her in the best light. It might not have been translated the way a lot of the community wanted to see it, but she did make a statement last night.
Who approved it?
She did make a statement last night saying that she loves Kamala Harris and she was excited to have her on the cover despite the backlash.
They do that on purpose. They have to do that on purpose because they've done that with several covers in the past. Simone Biles' cover, she just looked a little dusty, ashy-ish. Like, it must be the filter that they're using. I don't know. I just think that they do it for attention. Who approved that damn photo? Do y'all not have black people on y'all team? Do you not have somebody that you could run it by? Did you run it by her first? She, after all, is the VP elect. Like, you don't think that she should get a view of the cover picture that you're going to use? Like, I don't understand.
Exactly.
Where y'all black friends at?
Exactly. You're exactly right, and that reminds me of the Beyonce cover that came out towards the end of last year, and Beyonce making a statement that she will only photograph with black photographers, specifically for Vogue, because of their history of not using black photographers. And we know, as people of melanated skin tone, you know, the lighting got to be right for us. It's very easy for us to look flushed out at moments, especially if you are of a lighter hue, or if you're a darker hue, then they might not be able to get all of your what's the word I'm looking for? Like all of your special things that I think only black people can see. Yeah, that's a good word for it. If you're just not a melanated skin tone, then you just really won't understand textures and the importance of taking shots and lighting and all of those things. And that's why shows such as Insecure, for example, with Issa Rae, they are lit so well because she is of a darker skin tone, and she understands what it's like to be a person of darker hue getting photographed. So they was dead wrong, if you ask me. I get it. Anna Wintour is trying to clean it up, but this is American Vogue. Come on.
So the background is fine. The facial expression is terrible. The lighting is terrible. It's just like, it's a no. It's a no.
Yeah. Definitely got to do better. And that's all I have for my report this morning, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you learned how crazy these celebrities are. Check in with us and let us know what you think.
Check in and let us know what y'all think about the Vogue cover with Kamala Harris. While y'all doing that, I do want to shout out D Shields because she said, I saw the EP release on Portia Monique's Favorite Things. Hey D, thank you. It's now available on all streaming platforms. So y'all go get
Are you gonna be recording more music?
I am. So I am so inspired. I'm so happy that you asked me that. That was not queued up. But I am so inspired by Jasmine Sullivan. She touches on topics that most pop artists, R&B stars or whatnot, you know, I consider myself a whole pop star, okay? But she touches on topics that they tend to stray away from, right? So towards Beyonce's older, more mature career, she started talking about these different topics of women dealing with men and being empowered and loving themselves and all this and all of that. Jasmine takes a different route. So there is a song on her newest, she's calling it an LP. She's not calling it an album because it doesn't have enough songs for an album. But there's a new song that she sings with her, and it's called A Girl Like Me. And basically, she's saying how, you know, let me read the lyrics to y'all. But she's basically saying how come you just couldn't love me? I still don't know what's wrong with me. You know, anything that you would have asked me, I would have done, I would have given. But now, and see, I wasn't expecting this part. now she was like, now you about to make a hoe out of me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I don't want to be a hoe. I wasn't calling for the whole life. That ain't something that I wanted to do. But now you about to make me a hoe because
Mm-hmm.
you wanted those strippers, you wanted this, and you wanted that. But I'm about to pull up the lyrics so I won't misquote her and let y'all know exactly what she's saying. But if y'all have not heard it, make sure you go get it, download it. It's on streaming platforms right now, and the song really does make you think. Like, it just really does make you think. Aside from the being the whole part, but it really does make you think. So she said, "Yeah, I made a profile on Tinder since you left me to be with her. I think that means I'm getting desperate. Wish I could return the sender, but you don't love me no more. And I don't even know what for. Like, I don't even know what I did. You just ran off." And then she said, "I knew it was real when you blocked me. Now I sit at home judging my body, wondering what I did to lose you. Why in the hell you ain't choose me? Why you don't love me no more? And I don't even know what for." So that was her pleading her case, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she just kind of came to reality and was like, "You must have wanted something different." Who's that? Yo, Candy.
No, that
Okay.
ain't me.
So she came to reality and she was like, "You must have wanted something different. I still don't know what I was missing. Whatever you asked me for, I would have given. It ain't right that these hoes be winning. Why they be winning? No hope for a girl like me. How come they be winning?" So my question of the day to y'all is, do these hoes be winning? That's my question. Do these hoes out here be winning? Romeo just checked in. We about to bring him on screen shortly. But I want to know, do these hoes out here be winning?
In
What's
Atlanta, yes. Can't speak for the
and what
rest of the
constitutes a hoe and what constitutes what that they be winning?
now a hoe is a different is an interesting term because it can be defined very differently. I don't think there's one answer for what a hoe is. A lot of people look at Lori Harvey as a hoe. If you ask me, she's just a 24-year-old living her life. That don't make her a hoe just because she happened to date Future, Trey Songz, Justin Combs, Diddy Combs, now Michael B. Jordan, and who else knows. But if you say to the men out there, they're like, "Oh yeah, she's a hoe. She's getting around." A lot of young women, they just want to live their lives and have a little bit of fun, and that's their quote unquote whole stage. They're living their best life. Men do it all the time, young men especially. So I guess that's my answer. It's really to each his own on what a hoe is. But if you out here doing you and not confining yourself to a relationship and having a good time, you can be perceived as a hoe when really you just focusing on yourself. Men do it all the time.
Yeah, so it says D Shield said hoes are definitely getting it in. She said, "I found a secret on why it works and she's gonna write about it in 2021."
Mm.
That's a lot of names. I don't know. Are hoes winning? Good morning, Romeo. Question of the day: are hoes winning? Do these hoes be winning?
Um, let's just say, taking the hose part out. Yes, they are winning. Um, they are. What they did, upgrade the game from I don't know which I want to call them, regular women, whatever. They basically
What's
just
a
upgraded the
hoe?
game. I don't know. I don't know any. Good morning, Iris. I don't know any. Every that's Team Romeo I've rocked with, I respect. But uh I will say that we used to argue in the office all the time, me and Amir, and we would be like, how come this person gets the like? You will, if you've noticed social media. Let's go social media. If you've noticed a picture with a female, and it's only women, so I'm putting this weight on y'all. a picture with a female showing a little side of the ass or the whole ass will get
The
more
busted challenge.
attention than a person holding the book. Why is that? Number one, because you don't see no dudes, challenging each other in that way. The second part of it is women. Those women provide easier, less confrontation for men, right? I'm going to adhere to whatever he wants to do. He want me to fly to California. All the girls who get flued out. Let me tell you something, Georgia State. If you're a freshman, you should not be getting flued out to Dubai. You do not have money to fly to Dubai. That's not even possible. So you go. It's look. Portia got a look on her face. You hear about people getting flued out. Oh, I'm flying to real talk. I'm flying to Miami this weekend. How? How are you flying to Miami? You ain't even paid for your school books, but you flying to Miami. Okay, bet. It's just what it is, y'all. Portia's new competition is that. TR's new competition is that. So what are you gonna do?
Are we? Wait, who? I don't know if we view it as competition. And can you simultaneously be about your business and be about having a good time? So there could be. I have personal friends. I can talk about a lot about my Spelman experience, and I will not go into detail this morning. But a lot of girls who have had a lot of fun in college, took trips, did things, went away for the weekend, graduated summa cum laude with job offers. So I don't know if being a quote unquote experiential young person necessarily equates to you not being responsible in what you have going on in your personal life.
This is why I love you, man. You trying to make stuff so clean and so nice. And well, if this is experiential and and you're young and you're living, first of all, get the experiential part out. Uh are they winning? You see they're winning because socially, let's socially, men, which is our default, men are choosing them. You're seeing them get chose. They're in our conversation. They're in our reports. They're on our timeline. You see them getting chose. Like, not being disrespectful. She has nothing going on, sir. But me and Portia were just talking about it yesterday. You took time to you took time to date her, link up with her, and get her pregnant, and now you're gone. Why? Because the thrill part of it is out of it now. Well, okay. Let me tell you something. They are competing because they're competing for your position. Certain women know that they cannot get to Portia Monique's level. Let's have a real one. They know they can't get to Portia Monique's level, but what they do know is they can get to Portia Monique's lifestyle, man, or appearance of happiness. They're not going to work as hard as Portia Monique, but they're going to go the easy route and get the man that Portia Monique, or try to get the man that Portia Monique has. That's what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
The oldest trick in the book.
So can you be a successful quote unquote hoe and be, I don't know, a doctor at the same time? Is that possible?
Black China? Can you be a successful whore?
No, not necessarily. I'm not talking about Black China. I'm just saying there's a lot of people who have fun and you might consider them as getting around, but they're still successful in their own right. This
is what I and I love you, TR. I really do. This is what I hate what women do. Y'all are so fickle as hell. What you do is,
no, that ain't right.
Oh, watch me. What y'all do is, Black China wrong. boo-hoo, she shouldn't have did that, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. Then the next photo, girl, you look good in that photo. Oh, that's a cute little outfit. Da 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 da. Oh, girl, you right. Rob Kardashian should be paying you all that money for child support. Da da da. Then she does something outrageous. Oh man, she wrong. What I've noticed in the trend of women, every single female that women of color feel like that woman has done something wrong, you champion that person in the same note. Y'all degrade the person. Women do this. Y'all degrade the person, but champion the person. Oh, Kim Kardashian shouldn't have did that, but you can't fault her for being a businesswoman and doing her thing. Well, hold up. I'm gonna need you.
Romeo, what they got to do
what?
with why these hoes be winning? What does that have to do with
That's why they? That's why they winning. Y'all champion them. Y'all are giving them power. Nope. Y'all are giving them. Yes, you are.
Please explain who makes the hoes win.
Y'all miss get the head, the bread, then leave. Y'all miss go get the bag.
Hoes are winning. Oh no.
Yeah.
I honestly think that
we determine that
girl get your bag.
I thought it was the men that selected the hoes that make it seem like they're winning. I don't
Who's
understand.
who's promoting the hoes? It's not the men. It's y'all.
No,
y'all are promoting them.
I think men are more frustrated at women's ability to monetize off of our. That's really what I think it is. I think that
that's what it is.
Pretty enough, and dually smart enough, strategic enough, whether it be in a corporate role and simultaneously being that baddie on the internet. I think men don't know how to handle it.
That's what it is. That's what we worry about.
Who determines that the hoes are winning? So hers part on the song, hers says, you gonna make me a gold digger. Maybe I should look like a stripper. Wearing Fashion Nova dresses. All these dudes be so pressed and impressed with it. You leave me no choice. I can't do this good girl shit no more. You must have wanted something different. Still don't know what I was missing. What you asked for, I would have given. It ain't right how these hoes be winning. How come they be winning?
Maybe running.
No hope for a girl like me.
Because Portia Monique coaching them.
Then women are no longer getting attached to men that don't treat them the way they want to be treated.
We want to go that route now. That's what we want. Okay, so which route you want to go? Is it because she's successful, or is it because we as men we don't want to treat her right? Which route you want to go? Because either way, you know what leads up to that route.
The more that women link up, the more that they get focused on having a good time, the more that they get focused on getting their bread up, on starting businesses, on being successful, the less desire they feel for that nuclear family. When young women back in the day, you gonna have your husband, you gonna have your kids, you gonna have your life, and that's gonna be that. Yes.
So
what kids, what husband, and that doesn't
husband. Speaking of having your husband, your wife, and your kids, what about the hoes that be talking to the married man? What about them? So I just recently watched. I got a preview of the Wendy movie, and of course, Wendy told her own story, so she kind of told the truth when it came to Kevin. But he had a whole another family going on that he was taking care of. I had a baby on the way, and they were spending her money, riding around, having fun and her stuff. What about the hoes that infiltrate marriages and don't have any type of remorse or recourse or anything? They just do it, and they be like,
"It's
whatever."
You're right. That is very bad. But let me say this again: we not putting them in positions. Y'all are. What are y'all failing to realize?
If I'm married and you're my husband and we have some issues
Okay.
going on, right? Let's address the issues.
Okay.
Don't go out and get you a whole nother female and get you a whole nother family with a whole nother lifestyle. Like, what do you mean?
Can I ask you a question? May I shout out to Marcus? Let me ask you a question. Who put the Kardashians on top? Was it dudes?
Men, because of the leaked
It wasn't
sex
dudes.
tape.
No.
It was men because of the leaked sex tape. Because all the men wanted to be with her after seeing her sex tape. Don't do that.
So let's be clear. Dudes ain't promoting the Kardashians. Dudes ain't promoting the Kardashians every day. Dudes ain't running around saying, "Oh, look at Tristan Thompson, man. He cheated on her.
No,
I'm glad he got her back." No, what women do? No.
So fine. Oh, look at Courtney.
But what y'all do is,
look at Kylie.
So what y'all do is, before it was, oh man, he shouldn't have cheated. Let's take their relationship, Tiara. Oh, he cheated on her. She needs to leave him. He a dog. This, that, and the third. I hate him. 2 months later, oh, they back together, man. They look so good. I'm glad they got their family unit back together. That's not dudes champion. That's not dudes championing that. That's women championing that.
No, so, Kathleen said Ray J did it. Ray J did it. Like, I think
what happens? Listen, let me finish. So what happens?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. What happens when younger women, y'all want to roll it back? What happens when younger women see the fact that, oh yeah, I hate him too, but I'm gonna take him back after what he did for me? That's women championing other women off of the mistakes that woman made. That ain't that dude. Dudes ain't running around talking about, oh man, Tristan should have got back. Dudes don't care.
I don't ever think about staying with a partner based off of who took somebody else back. I feel like that's
personal.
But no, I mean, it is
personal about in general.
Women do. But I just feel like even in that case, we put too much of what we do based off of what somebody say to do on Clubhouse and social media. Like, everybody going to do based off of what I'm just saying in general.
Man,
women, people, men in general. You can't. Nobody's making decisions. Ain't nobody with their husband based off of what Kanye and Kim Kardashian is doing.
Yes.
And if you're making marital decisions based off of what Kanye and Kim are doing, and you got bigger issues than you think.
Yes, women are. In general, yes, women are. Taru, what up, man? Get him.
Taru.
Hey, what's up?
Y'all know Taru. Taru me on Facebook and the chats all the time. He is on today to talk about his documentary. But before we get into his documentary, chime in on our conversation, Taru. We heard you laughing backstage.
Well, Kim Kardashian, I think, is the ringleader. Yeah, now, I do.
Taru.
But who,
I know you be on me. I know you be.
Who put him on top?
Hold up, Taru. I know you be on me. Taru, I know you be on me about having a young mind. I'm with you, big bro. I get you. Will you please explain to them that this why are hoes winning? That men are not the champion of this. These are women championing other women, like your Black Chinas, your Amber Roses, where they'll dog the women. They'll dog the woman out for what she did, and then turn around in that same post and be like, "Oh, girl, you look great in that outfit. I see you doing your thing." Women do that. Men don't do that. The dudes.
And while you're at it, please define what a hoe is.
Well, a hoe. The term has changed so much. Now women are people are more liberated to freely have sex with whomever they want. Unfortunately, women get a bad rap for doing it because it's not ladylike. But yet you are doing it. As far as this whole Kardashian deal, so men did escalate the situation because they wanted to see the video and wanted to get with her for sure. Women validated the behavior because of the, I guess, her hype. because you didn't know nothing about them until that happened. I mean, you knew about their dad, but you didn't know about them, you know? So it's kind of both, you know? You all got a role in it for sure.
I just want to know, Taru, and maybe you could put it in layman terms for everybody, why these hoes keep winning. Because that's what it appears like. Why do the hoes keep winning?
Well, because they're probably doing things that you won't do.
Ah, we get to some clarity now. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's real simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real simple.
And also hoes are part time. You know, they come in and out, so they don't have the consistency of what you would provide as a wife or a partner. So you have to deal with all the stuff. The hoe comes in for a real specific purpose, and then she's out.
But you didn't ask my question, and I'm asking you as a man. I'm asking you.
All right.
Are in general, aren't women championing these women? You see them turn
They do
on,
celebrate and emulate. Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, they have glamorized being a hoe. They have think about it. Even now, the way you dance, if you're not a stripper, well, if I should say like this, you have to be a stripper to actually dance today. It's really it. Think about it.
The way that women are dressed,
the way they're dressed and what they're doing.
See,
well, as I told y'all before, the problem with it is women keep putting price tags on things. And I'm not saying you don't have value, because you absolutely do. But when you put a price tag on certain things, i.e., he got to spend $200 for lunch, i.e., I need a 5-carat diamond ring to get married. When you put a price tag, it's bound to depreciate.
Come on, man.
So let's just go in love and be authentic about it, and you will win.
Yeah,
because you are more control than you realize.
I know that.
Come on now.
I know that. But these hoes that be winning, they don't. I don't know if they necessarily know their power. They just know that they can go out and they can wreck ship and they can wreck homes and relationships and all this. But I don't know if they necessarily understand.
Well, now they're not the cause of wrecking homes, because the married person is the cause.
Yes, and that's exactly what Iris Baker said. She said that's true, Taru. A man will get with someone who will do what their partner won't do, and it is their fault. It's the guy's fault, because, like I said, if I'm sitting at home, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Whoa! What do you mean it's the guy's fault? What do you mean?
It's the guy's fault when he cheats.
But what happens when a woman cheats?
When he disrespects the marriage, it's her fault.
But what happens when a woman do it?
It's her fault when she cheats.
Nah.
All right.
Y'all don't do that.
It's not specific. Whichever one is
y'all don't do that.
The one that is responsible. Yeah.
Right.
They're the ones responsible.
Because what happens publicly is you see it every time. The man does something wrong. Women in general, I don't want y'all to take this personal. Women in general would turn around. Well, he must have did so and so. They'll take the woman part out. Now the woman does something wrong, they still include the dude, and they be like, well, he must have did something to her for her to do it. So either way it go, the guy comes out on
it's
the
just
back
bootleg
end.
behavior, Romeo. Don't get wrapped up. It's bootleg behavior. That's all.
Iris said, Taru, Iris said, I love Taru. He should be a part of the show every day. But Marcus wants to know, what makes a guy cheat? What makes a guy cheat? What makes a guy cheat?
You said what makes a guy cheat? Mm-hmm. A lot of things could. Okay. I mean, it's no one thing, and we're gonna cheat. But most of it is desire. You know?
Yeah. So desire of what? Sexual desires? Like, because here's the thing. To the wife, we know all the secrets. We know all the flaws. You're not necessarily Superman to us. There's some kryptonite that can make you not the invincible man that other people may think that you are. So we know all. But you go to this hoe over there stroking your ego, who making you feel good. It's not necessarily the
Hey,
sex
you
part,
just said it,
the
Portia.
other
Portia,
parts.
I want you to hear what you just said. She strokes his ego, but you too good to do that, huh?
Nobody said we was too good to do that.
Come through.
We're busy.
Come through.
No, no,
We're
no,
busy. We
no,
got
no,
house.
no, no.
We got kids.
You
We got
referred,
work.
but you
We
you
got
just
house,
referred to the
kids,
hoes
work.
doing that. That's
Yes,
what you
Come
they
did.
through.
do. It's fake though. It's fake because
But
they don't
if
know the
but if
laws.
you do it,
No,
but if you do it
we
as
do
his
it
wife,
too. We have to remember
nah,
to do
nah,
it
nah,
because of
nah.
all that
That's
other
not what you
extra stuff
said.
that's going on. No, that's true. We have to remember to do that because maybe he ain't paid the mortgage on time. Maybe he ain't do what he said he was gonna do
Wow.
when he said he was gonna
So
pick up the
everything's
kids.
about
Like
money
we
again,
have to
right?
remember. No,
Okay.
no, no.
So do
Maybe he
you
didn't
really
do what
want
he
a
said he was gonna
husband,
Let's
do when
or
he
go.
do
said
you
he was
want
gonna
a
pick up the kids. No, I
do you
want
want
a
a husband
partner.
or a sponsor?
I want a
Husband or
Let's
partner.
sponsor?
go.
Which one do you want?
No, no, no. It's not either or. I want a partner. I want a
Every time
team.
you
That's
bring
I
up
want
the
a
that's what
gender
you just
business.
role,
said.
I want one that
But
lasts a lifetime. You don't necessarily have to
Let's
have
so
money
go.
for it. No. But when you're not doing the things that you say you're going to do, then I have a problem with stroking your ego because you need to fix that.
but what about your
Wow.
shortcomings? But what about your
What?
shortcomings?
Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them because I'm willing to talk about stuff. Let's get them out in the open. If you have some
Yeah,
issues, let's discuss that. That's where communication comes in. Let's do that.
absolutely,
That's all I'm saying.
absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
It's ain't it interesting how they got an excuse to they got an excuse for every damn thing. Jesus
D
Christ.
said open the phone lines. Somebody sent D somebody
Y'all
sent D a phone line so she could call in.
I'm I'm just glad that the two of y'all are able to get this knowledge from Taru. Cause clearly y'all can't hear me when I'm talking.
Listen. We
You
know
want a
the
sponsor or
plug
a
and
husband? And
all.
that's a good
We
question.
know the kryptonite.
No, that's a real solid question
And they
that I'm gonna
don't know.
post
And
on
the
social
guys
media
over there
today.
being
Do
fake,
you want
they
a
don't
husband?
know. That's all I'm
Do you
saying.
want a husband or do you want a sponsor?
No,
What do you
it's not
want?
either or. It's not either
what?
or.
Yeah,
I
It
want my
what
it
if,
husband to
is.
be my
what
sponsor.
if you
No,
just
I
prefer?
want my husband to be my sponsor. How about that?
Woo!
Yeah, yeah.
You know what, Romeo?
what?
You have to understand that black men, man, there's no winning. There's no winning.
Right.
Anyway,
What?
let's get to your co-host to room, your executive producers, co-executive producers. So while we're bringing them on screen, let's talk about your documentary, and then we'll get back into why these hoes be winning. But let's talk about your you did a documentary. What about me? Tell us about the documentary and why something like this was necessary, and then introduce your co-host as well.
Well, my name is Taru Brooks. I'm an executive producer of What About Me documentary. Um, the documentary was created because I just got tired of watching the news and seeing the narrative that we're either athletes, entertainers, or criminals. And we're so much more than that. And so John and I were talking in Memphis about some other stuff, and we brought this subject matter up. And I said, "This is what I want to do." He said, "Man, let's do it." And I called Daryl, and Daryl, I told him about it. He said, I'm in," and we just went full steam ahead. We have to do our part to change the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And introduce your co-executive producers.
So, John, you want to go first?
Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing? My name is John Jackson. The What About Me documentary is just it's one of those things that it's a passion that's been burning. And, when Taru and I came together, it was on. It was just popping after that, and it really was a need and a desire. If you look at our society today, who knew? I guess Taru, what was it? Year and a half ago, what would
Yeah, year and a
transpire in
half.
the
Yeah.
last 10 or 12 months? So really the time-wise, pretty serendipitous in terms of what we were wanting to do. So, hey, 5J Entertainment was committed. Our role is to really enlighten and enhance the images of African American people, people of color, to show that there's a whole lot more to us. We're not monolithic, and we're not. You just can't put us in a basket and say, a cookie cutter type of situation. And I think that's where it's important to hear the voices and inspire people. So that's my passion, to inspire people, to give some hope, and to show, listen, if I can do it, you can do it, but also to really unearth those other myths and all those other stigmas that hold us back. So glad to be here this morning, and a great show.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to ask you guys a little bit more personal question.
But we got one more producer.
We got one more to be introduced. I'm sorry about that.
Yes, please introduce yourself.
Please.
That's all right. My name is Daryl Pitts. Glad to be here also. I also wanted to say, and I've not said this to the other two gentlemen, is that we are a perfect triumvirate of what can happen when people come together. John is the business exec. Teru is the business exec also, but he's also an excellent PR and marketing person. And I'm a producer. So again, when you put those together, anything is possible. And I think that our stories, the only way that our stories are told is by people coming together. And this is an opportunity to tell a story that really hasn't been told in the way that this story is told. So I'm happy to be a part of it and happy to be a part of the show.
Okay, Tiara, go ahead.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. So my question quickly I wanted to ask each of you was, in shooting this documentary or coming up with the concept and how you want it to roll out, do you feel like it's a responsibility, especially with the nature of the political environment right now, to be more educating to opposing communities such as white people and corporate America? Or do you see this as a learning and a teaching opportunity for Black men and women amongst our own people? Or both?
No, go ahead.
I think it's for everybody. Yeah. Well, I think it's for everyone, because everyone watches the same news, so it's going to translate to everyone who watches the same news to translate the same message, because we have to dismiss these myths and this foolishness, and so it's for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, let me just add. So imagery is very important. I mean, part. Right? So the myths about Black men being lazy, that's not true. But that's been perpetuated through the media for a number of years. And so this is for everyone. I mean, we've lived in America for a long time, some by force. So it's time for us to tell the story to everyone, not just to Black people, not just to white people, but to the American media and hopefully to the international market as well.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I was just going to say, for me,
I'm sorry.
it's what I lived. It's the passion and the burning here was my experiences, that I've actually lived, whether it's corporate, personal, just in life in general. So again, I agree with the guys. It's really for everyone, because I think that understanding needs to be out there. It really hadn't been out there before. It's either politicized, or it's partitioned, or it's got lipstick on it to make it appealing to certain masses. This is the unadulterated truth.
Yeah, so I actually got a chance to look at the documentary, and it kind of spotlighted African American men's experience with dealing with police and people of authority. Why did you guys take that perspective in terms of getting their experience on camera and on film for everyone else to see? And I'll go with Teru first.
Well, that's just a part of it, the whole police aspect. But it was showing the commonality. No matter what age you are, where you live in the country, the same behavior was still being done to us. And everyone has their own perspective. And it was a more coming together and cohesive message, because now you see a variety of people sharing that this is not an isolated situation just in Chicago or just in D.C. It's all over America.
Mr. Pitts.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, you want me to answer that question?
Yes.
Oh.
I think his signal keeps going.
What's your social? Pardon me.
Your signal kept going in and out.
Oh, okay. I think regardless of
Yeah.
whatever your social economic status is, if you're a black man, you've had, for the most part, some encounter with the police. And like Taru said, that's a small part of the documentary. The documentary really deals with the experiences we've had in totality. How we've had redlining, how they give us a set of rules, and the rules are changing constantly. From, like I said, redlining, red line towns, grandfather clauses, all of these things have been a part of the narrative that has happened to us in this country. So I think that it's more than one issue. There are several issues that we've addressed in the documentary.
Okay. Let's discuss those. Yeah. So, overarching message of the documentary, what should people walk away with, or what's that message that you want to make sure it's clear to everyone? John, we'll go with you first.
I would say that we're highlighting the commonalities that all men of color experience. There's this common thread, but in that common thread, we're all unique. And the uniqueness of who we are and bringing those voices and those stories. Because again, I think the world has looked at us as being monolithic. We all have the same story. No, we have a lot of interesting things. Like I think Taru and Daryl said earlier, there are all sorts of talents and capabilities that we possess, but a lot of times that's either snuffed out, covered up, or not seen. So I think it shows the diversity of the individuals and who they are, but also highlights the commonality and the challenges and the threats that we face.
Okay. Taru.
What's your question?
Overarching message of the documentary. What should people walk away with? What is it that you want people to know and understand after watching the documentary?
I think it's important for people to walk away with the understanding that we are human. I think it's important that people understand some of the trauma that we've dealt with for centuries and no help.
Yeah.
And perhaps, even with our wives or women can even treat us a little differently because our stories aren't told. And most of us don't communicate. A lot of times we're desensitized as boys. And when you become older and you don't want to communicate, you wonder why. So I think that there's a lot of messaging that's going to take place from this experience, because we tap into a lot of things that people should just really pay attention to us, and just hear us out.
Okay.
Can I say something on that? Can I just add something? I
Yeah.
think Taru hit on a key point. I think the mental traumas and stress that men go through, that's never seen or heard. And we get all these manifestations of health issues, hypertension, a lot of different things. People say it's because you eat or you do whatever, but a lot of this is historic in our DNA. If you can imagine the stresses and the things that we've had to go through, endure, sustain, and withstand, and still try to maintain some sense of dignity or manhood. You don't just wipe that away in the last 50 years. It's in your DNA, especially when you've had 400 years of it. And that's a tough psychological piece.
Let me give an example. Portia. So think about slavery, right? So the white man could come into your cabin, tell you to get out, or rape your wife or daughter, what have you. And really was nothing much you could do short of being killed, right? Fast forward that to the movie that Terrence Howard was in Traffic. They got pulled over and the cop felt his wife up and down her legs in a very poor manner, right? And she was angry with him because he didn't do anything about it, right? In all actuality, what did he really do at that time? This is a screwed up situation. And it's like, there's no winning. Do you think we want that to happen to you? Because if I had done anything, he was going to shoot and kill me. Then what?
Right.
It's not fair to the woman, but all I'm saying is you got to give us some breathing room, because things are not just that black and white. That's all.
Yeah. So we have the trailer queued up. Let's take a look at the trailer. Get some more some more depth of and understanding of what this documentary is all about.
Yeah.
Through TJ wants you to introduce the trailer.
But you just did.
I just did. I just said, let's take a look at it.
Yes.
Turn on the TV news in any city on any given night of the week, and you will find there are numerous images of black men. The representations of black men typically fall into three categories: athletes, entertainers, and criminals. What About Me is the first of its kind documentary, taking viewers into the hearts and minds of African American men. These men, like generations before them, are the foundation of communities that have not been seen on television, yet have existed across the country for generations. They built careers, headed families, owned homes, and led productive lives, but somehow, mass media missed their stories. The compelling voices featured in What About Me cross a wide spectrum of achievers, such as attorneys fighting for civil and social justice, entertainers creating diverse media content, entrepreneurs challenging the status quo, and young teens finding their way through today's society. Please join us as we explore this remarkable celebration and momentous journey.
Wonderful.
So Portia.
I was talking. I'm sorry. Yes.
What About Me will
Got a
feature a
question.
unique perspective of the history, mental health.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What did you take away from the documentary?
So, like you said, it was a collective of observations and people's perspectives from what it was that they went through. So I have two young boys, right? Everybody knows that I have a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old. And some of the situations that your actors, so to speak, they weren't actors, they were real people. But some of the situations that the characters were talking about, it was just hard to imagine that this took place in all of these different cities with all of these underlying commonalities. And I'm facing a senior that is about to go off to college, and it does make you ask the question, what about my son? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be there with him all the time. What about my son? So a flood of questions just started coming in my mind in terms of how do I prepare him for this? You know, what are the things that I can equip him with? I think he needs to go to Morehouse. You know? So like, he wants to go to
Come on
FAMU.
down.
I'm like, you need to go to Morehouse. So all of it. What about me? Yes, what about my son? So it made me think about making sure that they were prepared to just be away from home. And I, as a single mom, don't necessarily know how to do that. I don't have the answers. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me just add. So I grew up in Chicago, and I was an athlete. My mother would tell me, "Do not run down the street." And I would go, "Why can't I run down the street?" Because the perception was that if a black man was running, he had stolen something. He had stashed a purse. He had done all of that. Now you don't have to say that when you're white. That's not a narrative you have to teach your son. You don't have to teach your son, if you're white, that your hands go at the 10 and 2 position or on top of the steering wheel when the police stop you. So we have a whole list of rules above the rules that society has that we have to learn as black men that other people don't have to learn. And that's major. And that's very limiting, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to the conversation, fellas, and I haven't got a chance to see it yet, but this thing, I asked to come back in because this thing came over me while y'all was talking. And I'm glad you just brought up that point, because I feel sad that, so I work out a lot, right? I run. I'm a runner. I run. All of a sudden, after Ahmaud Arbery, I had family members who never had to worry about me in their life because I'm the good guy. And never. Hey, I want you to be careful when you out running. Hey, make sure you let somebody know where you're running at. Hey, can you make sure that your tracker, like, I'm talking about an entire family group message of be safe when you run. In my head, I'm thinking, excuse my language, who the fuck got to be safe when they run? In my head. So
All of us.
I realized that traumatic wise, even if it's not even forefront and happening to you, it actually brings up something that happened to probably somebody in your family that now they're reliving situations and they're trying to save you from something that they lived. And I felt awkward that whole entire time because it seemed to be like a something that black men can't shake. Regardless of whether we're in the fight or out the fight, we in the fight, regardless.
Yeah.
And
So
Yeah, agreed.
Facebook. I'm sorry. Facebook is checking in. And they're on fire. So D says everyone works with, hires, dates our black men. So the movie, the documentary should be for all. Marcus May says he's ready to tell his story. Kathleen said this movement is so vital. The man that they see is the man that they will be. D said, I'm that mom and my black child is a cop. Rod Turner said, there's a list for our sons and daughters that I call the not privileged rules you need to follow. And lastly, D said, America, KKK, only here we fear our children moving around the world every day. Definitely necessary. Before we get out of here, I do want to let people know that you guys are continuing this conversation tonight at a seat at the table on Rolling Out. You guys will be talking amongst and Steve, and make sure that you check in 7 p.m. tonight, a seat at the table, same station. But I want to ask you guys, and I know being of a mature age, some people say you can't necessarily learn and you get stuck in your ways, but doing this documentary, was it anything that you guys learned new? What did you learn new from doing this documentary? Anything that you guys learned that you didn't necessarily know before? Or anything that you want to spotlight? Go ahead. Taru, you were going to say?
No, Daryl. That was Daryl.
Oh, Daryl.
Well, I think one of the things with doing the research is how many restrictive laws have been applied to us over the years. I knew some of them, but I didn't know the depth of some of them. I think that was one thing that I learned. I didn't even know, and this is going to sound bad, but I had never heard of Andrew Johnson, who was a president. And he was a president right after Lincoln was assassinated, and he put a lot of the restrictive laws in place for the Klan and other organizations to develop. So there was a lot of information that was learned in greater detail. But I think a lot of it, because a lot of it's cultural, people try to divide us according to demographics, and I think that that's a mistake. Whether you're 50 or whether you're 15, you share a cultural legacy. And I think if we focus on that and less on how old you are or are not, I think that allows us to come together a lot better. And I think that that's a mistake that we've allowed to happen to us in the last probably 30 years or so, 20 or 30 years. So I think it's something we need to correct.
Yeah, I agree, Daryl. I think it's just incumbent upon us. We always talk about, know your history, know your history. But I think you have to study this history because as Daryl talks about the different laws and the different codes, sometimes our young people today, as if you're in high school or college, there are a lot of benefits. There are a lot of things that you can do that, 40, 50 years ago, somebody couldn't do. And you're almost removed from the fact that, wow, what do you mean? Emmett Till, what does that have to do with me? But those same dangers, as we saw in the last couple of days, exist very much so.
Yeah.
So I think we've got to bridge the progress that's been made today, the progress and the opportunities that are here today with the historical past to make sure that we don't repeat that past, because that history is dastardly, and that history is something, if you look at it, it's always right beneath the surface. It never goes away. So that's what I think I learned the most, is that, hanging out with the guys and understanding the different ages, and everybody having that reckoning that, we're kind of on this loop here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think that realizing that people valued us as men for only what we can provide. That was a very disappointing and sobering reality at every front. That's why I challenge you a lot, Portia, with some of your feminist statements. But no, seriously. But that's what I learned. Yeah.
Okay. Well, eager to hear more. You guys have a lot more time to talk with Munson about it tonight, 7 p.m. A seat at the table on Rolling Out. Be sure to check in. Be sure that you're watching. Have your questions prepared. Taru gonna be on again, and everybody else is gonna be on again tonight at 7 p.m. Thank you guys so much for coming on. We definitely appreciate you. And tell us before we go, when is the documentary out and how can people watch it?
Daryl?
Do I take this one? So it's in syndication. So it depends on what market you're in, but if you go to the website, the dates and times will be listed.
Okay. And what's the website?
Taru?
What's the website? Oh, somebody.
The website is 5jentertainment.com.
5jentertainment.com. Okay. The number 5, the letter J,
yes.
entertainment.com. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. And you also can even go on the social media, which is What About Me Documentary on Facebook and IG.
Okay.
Man, I appreciate you for giving Portia the business, number 1. And then number 2, fellas, I appreciate y'all for the education that y'all gave me.
Yes, thank you so much. You can't be with me, so documentaries like this are extremely important today.
Thanks.
Yes, they are extremely important, and they bring to light, they highlight and spotlight different situations and perspectives, and make you think about your own life and your own situation, and if you have sons or brothers or dads and uncles, just put it in perspective. So thank you so much for doing the documentary again tonight, 7 p.m.
Well,
seat at the table. Seat. All right.
Well, thank you.
Y'all take care. Well, we gotta have you back because we need to finish that conversation about how these hoes be winning. That's a different conversation. Iris said thank you. Marcus said pin it. Phone line. Da da da. Okay, so I think D is calling in. Is D calling in? Is she here yet?
Is T Romeo calling in?
It really is a great documentary. Like I said, a lot of the guys from the documentary attended Morehouse, but even before that, I wanted my son to attend Morehouse, and he was just against it. And it's just because he doesn't know.
Yeah, a lot of people have reservations about the AUC, and they think that, like, I don't know, because people used to ask me all the time, how does it feel to go to an all-girls school, and then the boys, that's an all-boys school, or all the boys gay? Yeah. It would be like the craziest question that we would get asked as students of the AUC, but it's unfortunate.
It just doesn't know. And
it's unfortunate that students don't get the what is it called? When I went down, it was like when you get accepted, it was like student acceptance weekend, and that's when I decided that Spelman, out of all the schools that I have been accepted into, was like the one for me. So I know they're doing a lot of virtual acceptance days, but if he really could just come down to Morehouse and experience a homecoming, he'd feel different.
I think so too. And because of COVID, I'm mad, but I think we just need to give him that experience before he makes his final decision. He's like hell bent on FAMU, and like I said yesterday, I don't want to.
Family was a
mean,
good,
it's
I love a good
cool.
one.
I just want him to attend Morehouse because, as one of the guys in the documentary said, and this was my thinking beforehand. He said that Morehouse deconstructs us and breaks us down, and then rebuilds us back up into becoming the men that we know we need to be. And so I think he needs that experience so that he can just go out into the world and prosper. And I've said it before, because all of the Morehouse men that I know are extremely successful, and they have black wives. And that's very important to me. But
Wow.
I just think it's very important that he goes to Morehouse, get that deconstruction, get rebuilt back up. And it was because of the documentary that I do want him to attend Morehouse more. So that's all I gotta say. Anyway, we got D on the phone. Hey D.
Hey, rolling out. I already forgot the
Oh, we
question
can't
of
see
the
D
day.
face.
Trying to I know. I'm sorry, you guys. It is 6 in the morning when I listen to you guys. So I'm like, I do
Don't worry
rolling
about it.
out. Then I do shower. Then I do makeup. Then I come. You guys see how I do
Yeah,
on social media.
we gonna have
Yeah,
yes. Yeah.
What was the question of? What was the
Question
question
of
of the
the day:
day again?
why these hoes be winning?
We at least need D
Woo.
face in the box. We gotta get that. But go ahead, D.
Okay,
A
I know.
picture
Yeah,
of her face.
I do. We do. I am good to look at, Romeo. No, I'm joking. Okay, so what is that was arrogant,
Why these
not
hoes be
arrogant.
winning?
Look, you know what, Portia? I'm writing about it for 2021. I'm writing the new book. Book 7 is His Lies, Her Power. Right. So in the books, I've taken everybody, from Great Sex is Not Love, and all these other books. I've talked about all these things that we go through in relationships, but the power that women have with, I love the definition that Kim Taylor, shout out to her, that definition that she gave, because I saw something a little bit more clear in the chat. But they have the power because we give them the power. Like, men are going to go after hoes. There's nothing that we can do about that. So it's like they're going to do that. And I think that our power is, we're going to be busy. We're VP of the United States right now, so we're going to be real busy for the next 4 years. We don't have
Yeah.
time to entertain these hoes. These hoes are going to get that attention. That's what they're going to do. The men are
Thank
going to
you.
pay attention. So if we just kind
Thank
of
you.
focus on us, if he's got a hoe, you're in Dubai. If you're not in Dubai and he's got a hoe, he gotta go. You know what I
Thank
mean? Like,
you.
it's just,
D.
we can't give it
I
attention
love you,
anymore.
D.
Love you
I
too, Romeo.
love D. I love. Did y'all hear what she said? She clarified what I said. Men aren't giving these hoes power. Women are giving them the power. Cause y'all are
Okay.
champion. D. Am I wrong? D.
The
Am I
men are
wrong when I
choosing the
say?
women.
So the
Please
common
clarify
question
that
Hold
for
that
us.
on.
I
No.
have
I'm
asking
asking D a
is,
question. I'm asking D a question. I'm asking D a question. D. Am I wrong when I say what women will do socially? They'll take a black China, they'll degrade her for doing something on Monday. On Tuesday, they'll turn around and be like, "Oh, girl, that's a bad outfit. This, that, and the third," and then forget what they degraded her about, with and start championing her into, "No, let's get the bag. Let's get this." Like, because men aren't doing that. Because men don't care
It
to
makes no
that point.
sense what you're
Right,
saying. I just don't understand it.
right.
I don't understand it, Mom.
Yeah,
Am I
I,
wrong
I
or right,
think
D?
that I think that that does happen, Romeo, and I think that when I see women degrade other women like that, it's the insecurities, it's the jealousies that tend to come out of all of us at times. I've never degraded another woman. Black China, shout out to you to using the tools that you had to be the tool that you needed to be for your career. You know what I'm saying? No, as we say in Texas, no, I'm talking about. So if that's what you needed to do, girl, do
You
you? But the
so
degrading of the other women gives them a platform to go higher and higher, because as we
come on now.
degrade them, men notice them. When
Come
we
on.
degrade them, they say, "Oh, there she go. Now where's my
Come on.
black China?" And she is
Come
always, I
on.
call them Saflocity seeds. Saflocity seeds are always at the grocery store, right? Like, they're always going to be, when the man is supposed to be walking down and then he just looked on social media and saw a black China being degraded, and then he sees one in the grocery store. You made him look at her because you gave
Come
that
Ah,
on
one on
now.
social media so much attention. He's like, "Oh." There's me a Black China
Come
right
on
there.
now.
You get what I mean? Like we have to take the
Okay.
attention that yeah, I hope you guys get what I'm
So,
saying.
so
Come on
No,
now.
I do. So you brought
well,
some clarity to
that's
it because
definitely
I wasn't understanding nothing Romeo
yeah,
said.
it's definitely
But
a
go ahead.
interesting perspective. So, do you think stuff like the Busset challenge, everyday women shouldn't do because of being perceived or looking at as a hoe? Should we care? Because my whole thing is, I don't know if it's the comparative women's studies major 2020 college grad in me that's just like, I'm all for it. If somebody gonna call you a hoe, they just gonna call you a hoe and go about your business and do your thing. Obviously, don't go out here being a home wrecker or a gold digger. Have your own, get your own, be about
You
your
can't do that
own.
now.
But women who are out here doing the busted challenge can easily get perceived as being a thought, being a hoe, and that same hoe
And
could be saving your grandma as the best RN in the whole, third floor hospital
and
suite.
that's my point. You just proved my point right there. Either it's bad or good. Like this is what women do. Pick one. Either the busted challenge is degrading to women, and that's it, or hey, I support it. Don't pull the busted challenge is bad, but it's not bad for women who don't do that. So what happens with what D just said, what confuses the man is, oh, okay, well, if it's not that bad, I can watch it. If it's not that bad, I can like the pictures of the girl who's doing it. Because you just said it was okay. Now that means you ain't mad no more. Y'all gotta pick one. Either WAP is bad or every girl should have the WAP. Choose one. Like you can that's see that y'all do that. That's my point right there. What up, Marcus? Let's go, Marcus.
I
That's my
think that's
point.
really based off of the women that you choose, because every woman's gonna have a difference of opinion.
You in these
Okay,
politics, you
so
need to be a
wait a minute.
lawyer.
So
Jesus.
so I need a little bit more clarification. I hope D is still there. Listen, so one of the things that Taru said was that hoes are winning because they do stuff that we don't do. So if I'm the good girl and I learn how to do the busted challenge, will he still pick me, or he's still gonna go pick the girl that's over there doing the busted challenge better than me because I really can't get on my knees and do all that stuff? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a good girl, but he's still gonna pick somebody else. I'm a good girl, but I don't know how to do the busted challenge. So she over there doing the busted challenge, and I fail because my knee is not strong enough to do the busted challenge. I'm just saying. What is it? What is
Is
it?
D still here?
D?
Oh, is she?
She must have left. Okay.
Oh no.
Anyway,
Pick one.
I don't know.
TJ,
I just know.
producer TJ understand what I'm saying. Pick one. Pick one. Either it's bad or
Listen,
it's not as bad.
I just
Why
want to know. So
you
Drew
do the
said
challenge?
that the
Because
reason why the hoes is winning is because they're doing stuff that we don't do. So
I
if
think
I was to turn into a hoe like Jasmine Sullivan is suggesting, would you still pick me, or you still going with that other hoe? What is it?
I think it's
Why the
interesting
hell they
to
keep
even
winning?
ask to be picked. Like, don't ask to be picked. Do you?
What?
I
There you
think.
go.
I think. No. Seriously, because I feel like women feel like they have to, in a sense, mold, and I think that's everybody's coming of age story. Is why are we taught to mold into whatever it is, whether it's being this quote unquote perfect girlfriend, perfect wife, perfect mother, perfect whatever. We're always in this chameleon approach to life, when it's like, if you don't want me, if you want her, go, and they'll have more respect for
Okay.
you when they feel that
Right.
you're not providing
Can you guys still
ultimatums.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I need
There's
Taru back. I see you, Taru. I need Taru back. If that's the
Okay.
case, then Tiara,
Um
if that's the case,
I
That's not.
Tiara,
That's
if that's
stop
the
behaving.
case of what you just said, if
I'm
that's
not
what you
doing the
said, and if
busted
that's the
challenge,
case, then
Marcus.
don't be mad. But D, did you see what she did, D? Did you see what she did, D? Like either
what
it's
did she do?
bad
Tell me
and
what,
y'all
because
say
I was
when you bring up the busted challenge, right? And everybody's doing the busted challenge.
I'm not
Either
doing it.
it's
mm,
degrading to women or
No.
you're for it. What I'm saying is Don't jump in the game and be like, well, it is women doing it, if you got the body to do it, you should do it. But if it's something that makes you feel good, you should do it. No, pick one or the other. Because when the man looks at the busted challenge and he starts liking the photos, and then he looks at his wife or girlfriend and she gets mad, he's like, well, you just did it. What you just did the challenge, but you mad at me for liking other. I'm confused.
I think that the
Pick one.
hotels are getting confused. I think that they are. Jasmine Sullivan, you covered it perfectly. Ari is already telling you. Have you guys heard Ari tells on
Yes.
Jasmine Sullivan's hotels? So Ari is like, I'm
Yes.
unbothered because you guys are confusing the whole with saying, yes, you're good. No, you're bad. Yes, you're not. So now the whole is just like, you know what? I'm just going to go get your man. I'm going to get the bag. I'm going to get everything that I can get from the man. And you guys just make up your mind. Do you like us or not? That's why we should just stop giving them attention, Portia. I think,
As
you
I think
know,
that's what it is. Yes, because the hoes enable them to go out and
Candy,
do whatever it is that
candy,
they want to do. And,
candy,
for the
candy,
good girls, like Jasmine was saying, there's no hope for a good girl like me because
candy,
y'all just
candy,
hoes.
candy.
On the flip side, she's saying, but now you're going to make a hoe out of me. I'm not going the hoe route. I'm not doing the hoe
and I'm not doing that. I
route.
can't do it.
So what? But
No,
what
I'm
I
not
am
doing
saying
that
is stop
part.
blaming the man. What I am saying is stop blaming the man. You cannot blame
Why?
the man for the initial. You can blame him if he continues, but you
I
can't
can
blame him for the
blame the
initial.
man if he no. I can blame the man if he entertains it. What you entertaining it for? Don't do that. We are
Did you
family.
not
We a
hear what D
unit.
just
We're a
said?
team. I did, but I'm
You
still
Can
blaming
I
you
him.
share?
introduced the
Can I share?
entertainment.
Can
Go
I
ahead,
share a quick
D. Yes.
story?
Oh my
Okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
share a
Oh,
quick
who's that?
story. I won't talk
Go
very
ahead.
long. Thank you for giving me the platform, you guys. But um, women that they get with them and they say, you know what? I don't care that you have a woman. I'm never going to come after her. It is what it is, right? And in a situation that was recent, that wasn't a corona cough. So in a situation that was recent, the woman told the person, oh, I don't care. But then once the person said, I'm caught up and I got to back out of this, the woman reaches out to the chick and says, this is not. And I told her, I'm a relationship coach, I'm a life coach, but I can't help you with this one. Like, I don't know how to get in the middle of the dude in the hoe. That's a whole new world that I'm trying to figure out because once the man says he doesn't want her, she always wants to befriend. What do you guys call it? The main. She always wants to befriend the main. I have nothing to say to you. I'm sorry that you
Right.
got yourself caught up with that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I'm sorry that you
Mm-hmm.
allowed him to take you down that road. But the women always
Mm-hmm.
say, I'm cool with it and I don't care. But then they do catch emotions every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Then be mad. I don't care that
Yeah.
you got a woman. I don't
Yeah.
have nothing to do with that. That's on you. And Romeo thinks the same thing. I don't care that you got a husband. That's on you. It's
Cause
wrong.
it
The
is.
behavior is
Yeah.
No, no,
wrong.
no, 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 no. It is because when Dee first got introduced to our family, her and Brent clarified, "Hey, that's he belongs to me. I belong to her. That's mine." What Dee is trying to tell you is a lot of these women, why it's not my fault, they don't clarify their relationships. They allow two conversations in, three conversations in, and then be like, "Well, I am seeing
Mm.
somebody." That's not my fault. That got nothing to do with me. So at that point in time, I'm continuing my conversation because you entertained my conversation. So which means you don't care about who you with, who you married to. That's the kid game.
Taru is back. Taru is back. D,
Hey
before you
TR.
go, D, tell us what books you've written because you came on and you said you on book 7. So what books have you written? And we're gonna
Yes.
get you to come on one day. Did D
Come on,
hang up?
Marcus.
She must have hung up. Okay,
I'm with
we
you,
gonna we gonna
Marcus.
get that information a little later. But Taru is back. Taru looks like he
Thank you.
has something to say.
I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah.
True back. Let's go.
So Portia, there's no one answer that fits all scenarios. Okay,
Yeah.
you
Agreed.
have to
Yep.
consider that people get married for a variety of reasons, right? Some
Yep.
because you got pregnant, some because she's getting too old, so and she's dealing with the stress of society. Some, just for a variety of reasons, right?
Yeah.
So when you have those reasons, those are very, very, very fragile scenarios, right? So when you have conflict, or the lack of interest really shows up because you really didn't want to marry him anyway. It was just a thing to do or convenience because you're a good girl, and those titles we got, y'all gonna kill
Hate it.
yourselves with the titles because you're
Hate it.
implying that someone is better than the other,
I
and you're
hate
really
it
not.
so
Come on, man.
You're really not better
Come on.
because the truth of
I'm
the
not better
matter
than a
is,
hoe.
say again.
So you're trying to say that a good girl is not better than a hoe? What are you saying?
You all are just people who do good and bad things.
thank you.
She may just be
But
caught
the
out there
hoes
in
keep
that aspect of her life.
but the hoes
Say
keep
again.
winning. So the hoes keep winning though. So
But
why
what's
are the
winning
hoes?
though? How are we
Why
defining
Yeah.
winning?
Why do you say they're winning?
What's winning?
Yeah.
Because
Because they
they're
only take your
enticing.
man for a period of time, Portia. You have to think about what
I
you're
don't
saying.
want him back. I don't want my man back after he
I,
been been
I'm
with this
with you,
hoe over.
but it's
Winning
not about
is
winning though.
being able to claim territory over the man is winning, not having to being able to
So
detach themselves and not dealing with
okay, so listen.
heartbreak. Is that winning?
So listen, so I got a chance to watch the Wendy Williams documentary as well as the movie that's coming out Saturday, January 30th. And from that perspective, just from the movie alone, not dealing with her real life because the movie, it depicted her, but it wasn't her telling her own story, so to speak. But in the movie, we saw that Kevin Hunter, her husband of 20 some odd years, had an entire family in an entire house riding around in Wendy Williams stuff, and he had this baby on the way at the end. That's winning. Like the whole
Who's fault?
took
So
the
so
husband
you think
That's not
and
winning,
got a
Portia.
whole
So
lifestyle.
Wendy is still a nationally syndicated,
Yes, she is. Yes, she
award-winning
is.
talk show
Sure
host who
is.
grinded
Yes,
her
she
way
is.
from
But from
New
yes,
Jersey.
she is. But from a whole perspective, the whole was winning because I succeeded in taking your man. I succeeded in riding around in your stuff. I succeeded in spending your money. And now you over there manless. You don't have nobody. I got the baby. I got the house. I got the
So
man. That's perceived as
But she
winning.
got whose house and whose money
so
paid for it. I
so
think
Portia.
Wendy is
Portia.
going to
She
be
got a
the
lifestyle. She was a celebrity stylist. She got a lifestyle that she would have never had she not taken Wendy's husband.
See, here you go about this money again. Portia. Think about this. Let's stop calling them hoes, right? Call them the other woman,
They
right?
hoes. They hoes.
Okay, so here's the good question. What makes you a good girl? Since you pride yourself on
Um,
that.
We're gonna do a busted challenge, and if somebody call me a hoe, then I guess I'm a hoe. Because ain't nobody
I'm
sit here policing my body. What I do to busted challenge? Shoot.
That's right. But
not a
so
hoe.
Portia,
I'm
what's
not
your
a
definition of a good girl?
So a good girl is someone that is dedicated, devoted to family, devoted to a team, making sure that your team is working, your family unit is working together to progress, working together to build a legacy, a family, working together to be successful without
So what
cheating,
if a woman is
without
single?
introducing infidelity.
Yeah, what about me?
So Portia, what if a woman is single?
I'm
So she not a
single.
good girl?
What
No,
about me?
nobody's saying that single women are not good girls. No, single women can
No,
be
but the
good girls.
scenario,
Just
the
don't be
definition that
thoughts.
you gave was about being married. And so
No, it was
That's what
not
if
he
you're
about
said.
being
single,
married. It was about building. It was about being a unit. You don't necessarily have to be married, just be building. But
okay, but if you're by
for
yourself,
single women, go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
get it,
Because
Taru. Yeah, what are you talking
Because
about, Portia?
no,
if
because
you're by your,
TJ, the host just put in the comments that I don't want to listen, so I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna listen.
Yeah,
Go
keep talking, Portia.
ahead.
the reality
Go ahead.
is, if
I see
you,
you, King
okay,
James.
well, that was your definition, which you set yourself up because you implied that you had to have someone in your life, right? And
She did.
Tiara said, well, she just gonna scrap it because she's single, and she's right. If
Yep.
you're single,
That was she said.
this was, I guess, let me back up. The whole definition of good girl will get you in trouble. because we all are people who do good and bad things, right? You may just do it inside your house opposed to at their house, but the same act occurs. Now you may only did it 3 times, she may did it 5 times. So what's the barometer for that? And the reality is, we have to again, you got to treat your man better, your spouse better. Everybody has a responsibility to treat their person better. And a lot of people aren't doing it. They're lazy. They're not interested because the stuff you did to get them, it's gonna take to keep them.
Okay. Yes. Agreed. And Kim Taylor had
King James
great
said.
comment. Don't nobody
King
care
James
what
said,
King James
Portia,
said. He'll be able
that's
to
not
defend himself
winning.
when he come on
You're
tomorrow. Don't nobody
whining.
care what he said.
Okay.
Don't nobody care what he
Okay.
said. Don't nobody care. What I
This is
care about is
hilarious.
Kim Taylor. No,
See?
Kim Taylor made a
Go ahead.
great comment on Facebook, and Kim said regarding Wendy's mistress or hoe or whatever, she said that's not winning. Wendy's husband made a choice to cheat and be deceitful. If he did it to Wendy, he'll eventually do it to his hoe. But the perception of winning is that I got him now. So whatever. Yes, I
No,
agree.
it's a reward. So you're putting winning on a woman receiving the other woman receiving a
Winning from a whole
reward
perspective.
or
It's
money.
winning from a whole's perspective, not necessarily from the man's perspective, because I personally think that Kevin lost. I think that Kevin Hunter lost, and he just has to deal with the repercussions of his choices.
But you
from
know
a
what?
whole perspective, I think she
That's
won.
just your opinion, Portia. Because think about who he was
It is.
married to. Well, no.
In
Think
my
about who
opinion,
he
it's
was
not
married to.
necessarily reality. You're right.
Hey, but check it
It's
out.
not
Think
necessarily
about who he
everybody
was
else's
married to,
reality.
Portia. Think about who he was married to. She's a lot on TV in that 1 hour segment, right? She's a whole lot.
Come on now.
Can you
Get
imagine
the
what
hell
she's
out
like
of
at home?
here.
If she
Come
was
on
a
now.
whole,
First of all,
he did his ass knew how to file for divorce instead of going to have a baby on his wife that's giving him $1 million.
I'm
Y'all
not
can't do that.
justifying his behavior. That's not what I said.
No, because if you're gonna say the
That's not
reason
what he
why he
did.
cheated is because Wendy do
I
too
didn't give
much,
you a
then
reason
his
about
ass
any.
should have
That's
left
not
a
what I
long
said.
time
It's
ago.
You're not
what he
listening. That's
said.
not what I said.
listen,
That's
That's
what I
not
heard.
what I said.
Wendy may have
That's
been a
not what I
lot to
heard.
deal with.
That's not
But
what you
listen,
heard.
Wendy may have been a lot to deal with, but he dealt with it for years. Here's my thing. If you want to cheat, go cheat. If you want to be separated, let's be separated. But don't spend my money on another hoe. Don't spend my money, the money that
So
I
you
made,
all
the
about
cars that
money
I
again,
bought,
Portia.
the house that
Right.
What's
I
your
bought.
relationship
He was
with money?
abusive. He was controlling.
Don't
He
spend
ate it.
What
my
is
He
what is your
on
relationship
your
with money,
drug addiction.
exactly. Don't spend my
Come
Portia?
on now, we're not Kevin.
Answer
We're not
the
off.
man question, Portia.
I didn't hear it.
Portia,
What
Answer
did
the
he say?
question.
what's your relationship with money?
It's not.
Answer the
What does that have to
question.
do with hoes? What does that have to do with hoes? In what
You
perspective?
that's
From
what
what?
Every
From what
you've been
perspective?
equating it
Portia,
to that.
you always go
No,
back to money.
because a lot of the time when men spend their money, it's because they're invested. I don't care if
Okay.
you're spending your money. Don't spend mine. Don't give a damn if you're spending yours. Don't spend mine.
Man, you gotta pick one, man. You gotta pick one. You gotta pick
No,
one.
don't
What?
spend
And you
mine.
wonder why and
Kevin
y'all
should have
wonder
been
why
left.
men be so confused.
He
Pick
should have
one.
been left. He should have been left, Wendy. He should have been left.
And Wendy
See
Yeah.
this
should have
why
been left too.
It
But
ain't
sometimes
like
we get
it's
caught
Jay-Z
up.
and
but
Beyonce. Come on.
but be clear. Men be confused. Pick one. Either she's a whore because she stole your lifestyle and ruined your marriage or this, that, and the
She
third,
ain't steal.
or
She didn't steal nothing but that
she's a whore
husband
because
and
she's
some of
after
my
you.
money.
With
She didn't steal
Portia.
nothing but my
Hey,
husband and some
Portia.
of my money.
I
You
think you
had her.
put
What's
too
the
much
difference between a good
development
girl
and
and a
pride
hoe?
in men.
yeah,
That's
what's
my
different?
thing.
What's different?
So the
What's
good
the
girls
Men are
have
too much
the good girls.
surprised. Get a man.
The
Keep a
good
man.
girls
Get a man.
have
Keep a man.
the good
Whew.
girls have the morals, they have the values, they have standards, they have respect. In my book, respect equates to love, and love equates to respect. So if you don't
so
respect
you
me, you
gonna
don't love me.
okay, so let me
Good
ask you this
girls
question.
have morals, values, standards.
What's your definition of a hoe?
A hoe is the opposite of a good girl. They don't have the morals. They don't have the values. They don't have the standards. They don't have the respect.
Come
No,
on,
no.
man.
That's
Portia,
true.
that's so
Y'all
raggedy.
know.
But
Y'all
the thing
can't
is,
know.
even if that is
You,
her definition, that's
Y'all
her
can't argue
definition.
with
I
that.
think you should
yeah,
take
Y'all
some
can't
but
time
argue
Portia's
with
to
that.
far
have to
more
change
intelligent than
people's
that, though.
Y'all
definition
can't argue with
because
that. Y'all
everybody's going
can't
to have a
argue with
different
that.
outlook.
That's true.
What's your
Just
definition,
said
Ti?
that.
It's true.
Okay,
It's a
Yes,
Ti, what's
fluid.
your
y'all can't
definition?
argue with that.
Ti,
My
what's your
definition.
definition? Yeah. What's your definition?
Shut up,
Um,
Terry.
my definition of a hoe changes based off of what I feel like other people say a hoe is. So if you think somebody, I think derogatory usage of the word hoe is somebody who, like Portia saying, she steals men, she doesn't respect herself based off of the way she acts. She has no self-respect. She does anything and everything to get what she wants out of life. That could be considered a hoe. She doesn't have enough self-respect for herself to have respect for other women, and she's going to use her body, her keenness to get what she wants. But at the same time, living in a more so liberated stage of her own life, I feel like when you say hoe and you equate that to a girl doing a busted challenge, then that's not a hoe to me, because she's just out here
Pick
doing
one, man.
her. And
So,
it ignores
Pick
and you're
one.
doing, you feel liberated in your body and your sexual experiences if you're out here experiencing life in the same way that Lori Harvey does. To a lot of people, that's being perceived as a hoe. To a 23-year-old like me, it's like, shoot, Michael
She
B.
winning.
Jordan, Trey Songz, this person, like, okay, but she could
She
still be
winning.
married, but settle down at
Hold on.
30 years old after having all of
Is
the
she
life
winning?
experiences
Hold on.
that could have
I
made
Is
think
she
so.
winning?
Look, yes, she's
ultimately a
winning.
better
Here's the
wife.
difference. Yes, she's winning. But here's the difference. Here's the
What?
difference. She's not stealing anybody else's man. She's not
No.
stealing. She's not being disrespectful. She's not
a man is not a piece of
dishonoring her
property,
morals and her
Portia.
values. I'm just saying, no, he's not. No, he's not. But when you're in a committed relationship, that's what you should be in, a committed relationship. Don't let a
He
hoe come and
left. He didn't
entice you
take him.
away
He
from your
left.
home.
He
He
left.
didn't
She
leave.
didn't make
He
him.
did. In Wendy's
He
situation,
made
he
a
didn't leave.
decision.
He could have. He didn't. He took her money and then he went and got somebody else
You
pregnant. Bought her a house. And I'm mad.
Don't
I'm mad about
So
wait
that.
back
till
to
I
my
get over
other
50
question. What is your
to go
relationship
out
with money?
proud.
Because you
My
never
kid is
answered the
18
question.
years old.
But from what perspective? A
What's your
lot of
relationship
times
with
in
money?
relationships, men equate their love. We gotta wrap.
Portia.
Y'all are going
Gotta wrap. Y'all
ain't
heard the
even
voice of
listening.
God.
You heard the
Y'all
voice of
heard the
God.
voice of God.
You
Committed
ain't
said we
listening.
gotta wrap. We
Gotta
gotta wrap.
All right. All right.
Hold tight, Taro. You need to give a positive thought too. Yes, the world
All right.
hears God's voice right now.
Okay. At the end of the day, Kathleen said hoes need love too. I'm just saying. D Shell said rent rewind. That is just okay. Hotel's gonna be on free. Okay. Anyway, no Terry, and Terry is coming on tomorrow, so I'm sure he's gonna have some thoughts about this. But he's saying, Portia, you never stole another woman's man. No, I have not. Thank you very much. Anyway, positive thoughts of the day. Namaste.
See, you need to go to therapy. We're gonna talk about that next show.
Yes. Shout out to my therapist, Erica.
Yes.
What was that?
Shout out to my therapist.
So, okay, positive thoughts of the day, y'all. It is our winning season. Kathleen did say hoes need love too. I get that, but don't be disrespectful with it. If you know somebody got a man, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone, y'all. Maturity is learning to walk away. I'm just saying. That's my positive thought of the
Romeo,
day.
you
Maturity
funny.
is learning to walk away from people and situations that threaten your peace of mind, self-respect, values, morals, or self-worth. I'm passing the ball.
Amen.
My
I'm passing the
cause
ball to Tiara.
I want Taru to close it. Nope, I want Taru to close it.
I'm
I'm
passing
gonna
the
go
ball
ahead,
to Tiara.
Tiara. Go ahead.
My positive thoughts of today is God protects babies and fools. So if you end up being a baby or if you end up fool, you are still under the covering of God. Amen. And I'm passing the ball to Teru.
Hallelujah. No. Well, okay. Go ahead.
So my positive thought today is to live and let live and not be so judgmental. Let's be more respectful and kind to one another.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Fellas, if you right, you wrong, you right. If you went right, you should have went left because she told you to go right because clearly you. So regardless, it don't matter. Women don't know. So my positive thought of the day is do you, be you, because clearly Portia Monique is going to give an answer that fits her version of right. So you still gonna be wrong. Y'all have a great day, man.
Girl, I think my butt getting big.
Do the busted challenge, Portia. Go ahead.
Y'all don't come looking at my Instagram later.
Shoot your shot. Yeah, let's go to TR Instagram right now, y'all. I want to see
my Instagram is
what shorts she has on right now.
What?
Let's go see Shay Bear.
I ain't do it yet.
Be kind.
Look at Shay Berry all glowed up.
Have morals, have values. So let's get respectful.
Look at Tiara glowed up for the gram. That's what I'm talking about. Get the glow on.
Live your life based off of the standards that you set for yourself. Period.
Yeah, east side, west side rivalry, all that good stuff. I'm not hearing none of that talking about today. Marcus, I got you, Marcus, babe.
That's what I'm saying. Walk away from people and situations, break up peace of mind, self-respect, value.
Marcus said, we don't break up happy homes. We own the home. That's what I'm talking about, Marcus. We own the home. We don't break up happy homes.
Yeah, speaking of home ownership, I have some great deals here in the Atlanta area. Interest rates are extremely low. I am your realtor. Please reach out to me on my Instagram.